Hi Brighton, I'm Ivy.
I'm Sarah.
We are from Brighton Adults. I'm from Anna CG.
And I'm from Loyal CG.
And we got a tinier one, but she's not here yet. And we're here to share with you our stories today.
So I first came to church the end of 2020, and I guess consistently I came after that 2021, and I think I only felt this courage to start sharing a little bit more with selected members of my family, maybe say June of 2021, because I would feel that I need some ground knowledge or some experience first before sharing. If not, everything would sound very fluff. So it would be often in the bedrooms where we would be having our sister talks, and then we're just lounging, and then my two sisters would be going on about maybe what they are fanatic about. It could be like K-pop, it could be about like the crazy dramas or whatsoever. And then as we were talking, it might dawn upon me then that, hey, this is actually relevant to something I heard or said or seen or experienced in church. So that was when I started like, hey, by the way, or this happened at CG, or like this happened at church, or my pastor said this. So then after that, when we were sharing, I think both my sisters were just very much of, okay, thank you for this information, let's move on to the next topic. And I didn't feel rejected at all. I just felt like, okay, I think at that juncture, it was the best of my ability to share, and that was the best of their capacity to absorb or to take in at that moment. So along then, I would say June to like November, December, and that was after my baptism, and it was drawing near to Christmas, and we already invited them, already booked them for Christmas service. And we know that the only way to get them was to just share with them that there's a carnival, there's a celebration, and it was gonna be like big. So to them, it was just be like a Christmas party, and they were keen to join it. I mean, it's just for the celebrations, right? So they came down, and then with my trusty befrienders, Daryl and Loyal, they had a very good conversation after Christmas service.
Yeah. So Loyal, me, my sister Iris, and Daryl, the four of us, we went to Chai Seng Huat. We had a meal, and then like we continued discussing about like what were some of like the sermon points that like stood out to me. Yeah, so even at that time, right, like when Loyal was engaging with me, to me, it still felt like an intellectual like conversation. Like, does this thing make sense? Like, does it hold, like, yeah. So I think there was this, when I was not a believer and I was going through a very hard time, right, then she straight up came to me like, she was like, I cannot advise you to do, like I was gonna do A. Then she was like, I know I cannot change your mind. I cannot advise you to not do A, right? But I just tell you, I pray to God, right, that even if you do A, right, that He will watch over you. So I just felt like, wow, I got this like, like being taken care of even when I was not a believer. Because eventually after everything happened, right, after the whole path A, I insisted on going path A, right. Really path A never worked out. But whatever the outcome was, right, it was really the best that it could have been in that situation. It's like no other human means, right, would have led to a better situation. Like that was already the best situation. So I really felt like, wow, her prayer, right, about how God will make it the best even in that circumstance, right, it really like touched me.
So after the Christmas invite, and Ivy was, I would say like neutral to positive response to how the Christmas service was, right? And Loyal then invited her also to our subsequent sermon series, which was on overcoming adversities. Yeah. And because she just went through a difficult time, so then there I was, placed in her life to just shove her a little to say, hey, if your life's, I mean, if it's really like at the bottom already, you can't quite go anywhere further from here, right? Yes. And then I was like, just listen lah.
So that was what also like continue to enable me to like, okay, let me continue to understand more. Because like I don't want to just jump straight and like, okay, I believe, but I want to understand first, and then I'm like, okay, I understand, and then I can see the theory behind it, then it's believable, right? Then okay, I will start trusting it, I will start believing in it. And then after that, I was able to join like EBS and all that kind of stuff, which eventually led to my me accepting Christ.
How we came to know Christ is very different. I'm more of the feeling person. I felt the community first, whereas like she shared, she really needs to know that this is true, that this leads to A and A leads to B and everything like that. Even when I wanted to talk to her, I was very afraid of this, like, would it sour our relationship? Because ultimately, I just really want to share this good news with her, right? And each time she was harsh. She would like, she would just like, if I were to share blatantly, if I didn't carefully approach the topic and I just carelessly just lay it on her, she would just very brutally lay it back on me to say she's not interested. And from those moments, it came to where it was and where it is now. I think it's, wow, like God is good, lor. Like God works in His own timing, like in ways that I never thought was possible or like possible by my mere effort.
Personally, for me, about evangelism, right, it's about leading that transformed life. So it's like when you are living a life that shows that you have been transformed, that you are different because of Christ now, I think that is what really will prompt conversations. That is what will also help convince other people. Yeah, and I think that would be more long-term and helpful in helping people visualize like what being a Christian is also. Yeah.